Hey guys, today we're going to look at what are loops in JavaScript. So there are multiple types of loops such as a for loop and a while loop. In one that we use a lot is the for loop. So let's take a look at a for loop. A loop is used to execute a task a certain number of times depending on how you've set up the loop. So let's take this example. Let's say we want to count from the numbers 1 to 5 and we want to print that to the console. So we'll go ahead and set up a loop to repeat this 5 times. So let's say we have 4. So we set up the for keyword, and inside that we have 3 parts here. The first part is we tell the loop where to start. So let's assign a variable I, and we'll start at the number 1. The second part is when do you want the loop to stop. So we'll say we want to stop when I will be less than 6. And the third part is, do you want the loop to count up or count down when it's executing? So we want it to count up, so we'll say I++. If you wanted to count down from the numbers 5 to 1, you say I minus minus. But we want to count up, so we'll leave that I++. So inside that loop, we will just return a console.log of I and run this. And we have, oh yeah, so that's a good point actually. Because the loop has to run until it stops running, we shouldn't actually put the return inside the loop. Okay, so that's a good error just to point out there. Let's rerun this. So you see you get the numbers 1 to 5. So that's what a loop is. It's how we execute tasks a certain number of times depending on how long we want the loop to run for. So let's look at a real life scenario. Let's say we had an array. So we have an array. And inside this array we have the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay? Now, we want to go ahead and loop over that array and return the items, each item in that array. So now, we'll say var I is equal to 1, so we can start at 1 again. However, we want to now run this loop until it's reached the end of the array. So we can do array.length, and we'll count up. And now what we can do is console.log each item, so we'll say array, and then I. And we can run this, and you see we get the numbers. Now we did get 2 because we started here at 1, so we should probably change this to 0, and rerun this. And now we get all the items in the array. So that's more of a real life example how you would use a loop. You might loop over an array, and inside this array you might go ahead and attach to a DOM element, such as using jQuery, and print out the name. Let's say if this array was names of people, so you might loop over that array. So you're just telling it to start at 0, and I want you to keep on going until you reach the length of the array. And I want you to count up, and inside that, for now, we're just going to console.log each item in the array. So I hope this video cleared up a bit of confusion that you might have had of loops in JavaScript. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.